Well, there are concerns that the pump price of petrol could soar, even reaching around 750 naira per litre. While the fall of the naira against the dollar and the recent rise in global crude oil prices are some of the reasons for the possible hike. Although the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and other oil marketers have not announced any increase in petrol price, they confirmed that the scarcity of foreign exchange and crude oil price rise were key factors that determined PMS price. Joining us now is Dr. Maurice, who is a principal consultant to the Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you.
Every time we have it's always a heartbreak when you hear impending increase in the pump price of petrol. Is it really just about the global price, forex, and what have you, or are there other underlying factors like just profiteering on the part of Ipman, and because they know they can get away with it? What's wrong this time?
Thank you for having me again on this program. I appreciate being here, and I hope we'll have a very frank and honest discussion about this.
That's exactly what we're expecting. Yes.
By the way, I am appearing today not as a consultant to Ipman, but as a consultant to the Association of Distributors and Transporters of Petroleum Products. Just a point of clarification. There are so many factors that are currently in play, and the industry is going through some very tumultuous period with the removal of subsidy, of course, which jump-started all this craziness. The last time I was here, we discussed about it, and we talked about what could have been done, but now we're here. What is the problem? There are quite a few situations on ground which needs to be tackled, and we're hoping that once the administration is on ground and up and running with ministers appointed who can take executive decisions, a CBN governor will be appointed who also will be responsible for the legal aspect. Some of the creative things we are doing on our side can now be brought to the government. What is the problem? The problem is that, one, as we talked about before, none of our local refineries are working. We can't overbid that issue. And so long as you don't have local refining capacity and distribution, you are importing. When you are importing, you are spending the hard-earned dollars. Naira has been so badly devalued in the past couple of weeks, and it's continuing to go down. I think today it's hovering around in the parallel market about 920, 950. These products are being imported. The importers, I believe it was about 10 of them that were given clearance out of 50-something of the major marketers to bring these products in last month. Only about 10 were cleared to bring it in. They're spending tremendous amount of foreign currency to import this product. And if the the dollars, which is what everybody's spending, is continually rising, you will expect that there will be a corresponding increase in PMS. However, having said that, I don't want the Nigerian public to panic. Those of us in the industry are also bringing some creativity to the table. It's not something I can start discussing now.
Because I was just going to ask exactly what are these creative measures that you're putting in place?
We are discussing with the major marketers, some of the members who are the major importers of these products and distributors of these products, and they own 80–90% of the outlets, the petrol stations across the country. There are certain measures that we're discussing privately. I'm hoping that by the time a Minister of Petroleum is appointed, the CBN governor is on ground, we'll come to the table. We won't want to start discussion on air before going to the principles involved.
Okay,
this will help. This will definitely help to cushion the effects of this increase. There is no sense in panicking Nigerians. It is a very difficult time for the country. Everybody's edgy, everybody's panicky. The people are having a very difficult time. We are very mindful of that. And we have to act responsibly as responsible citizens and business people within this downstream community. We are working, I can tell you forever is worth that we are doing some creative thinking. We're coming up with some creative proposals that will help everybody within the industry. And hopefully and prayerfully, the product will not be going as high as it is. It may go a little bit higher before these things come into play, but I can assure you that it will come down at some point.
Now, I'm very glad that's where you landed. It will come down at some point.
Yes.
Give us a something like a timeline when it's likely to come down, and come down to how much. These are the questions Nigerians are asking.
Those of us on this side, we do not totally control the fluctuations in the naira against the dollar. That's one aspect. We do not control when most of these refineries will come into place. We can only tell you the parameters that we're in control of, what we can do. The ones that are beyond us.
Yeah, based on the factors within your control.
Yes,
based on
the factors within our control, those are the areas we're working on. And once we're able, which particularly tries to bring down the costs our members are expending in bringing in these products. That is the biggest concern right now, because the refineries are not working. So to bring in these products is costing a lot of money. So we're trying to work alternative and creative ways for us to access the cash needed to bring in these products at reasonable prices. If you have lower dollar prices, which we can use to pay and bring in these products, they'll land here at reasonable prices.
You know, you said you'd like to have very frank discussion with us tonight. There's been a lot of debate around the issue of modular refineries and the so-called, illegal refineries in the Niger Delta. At a point, some experts, we've heard some experts actually say that they always closed that gap. But now that they are the receiving end of, being taken out for their illegality, here we are. That on the one hand, I'd like to get your comment on that. And the dollar that you talk about, does IPMAN buy the official rate, or is it the black market rate? What exactly is it?
Well, the different people assess from different places.
Right.
We don't have any formal official rates that they give to members. Again, I'm not speaking for IPMAN, but many of the major marketers, depends on what type of relationship we have to your bank. There's no special concessions to them. If there were special concessions, we wouldn't be where we are. If there were special concessionary facilities given to some of these members, we won't be where we are. So there is no special concessions to a lot of the major marketers.
In other words, IPMAN, major marketers get from the black market. That's what you're saying, because everybody seems to be quoting the black market rate and not necessarily
majority of
which means the arbitrage and all of that is
that's
still
what is
still
out. Exactly. That's what is
something we're contending with.
So
The issue of
modular refinery.
The modular refinery.
Yes.
I've spoken on several other forums regarding these modular refineries, and and this is my personal opinion. I think the greatest mistake the government made was the destruction of a lot of this, even what they call illegal refineries. I thought some of those illegal refineries could have been brought into the mainstream. All they needed was better technology. They were refining. The cost of diesel ballooned because of the destruction of those, what they call illegal refineries. If they had been brought into the mainstream, cleaned out, given better technology, helped in terms of technical assistance and capacity, we won't be where we are. The modular refineries, some are not even getting the products as at when due and what they are needed to refine to their full capacity. So there's a lot of problems within the industry. We need more modular refineries to fill in the areas where that is needed.
Okay.
There are very few functioning right now, but more are coming on stream. So there has to be a meeting of both the government side and the private sector side.
Nice. Now, Dr. Ibe, you spoke about your expectations from the Minister of Petroleum once is inaugurated, or once he or she is inaugurated. And you also want the refineries, like many Nigerians or all Nigerians, you want the refineries working again. Once the minister is inaugurated, what do you have a plan of action to present? What are your expectations? What are the immediate needs you're going to present to the minister?
The most critical thing we want to discuss with the new Minister of Petroleum is to increase the capacity of those that are bringing in these products so that I can have more products coming in. The idea of 10 out of 50 It's not enough to satisfy the
How do you plan to work with the minister and the ministry? Do you need facilities? Do you need concessions or bills?
Absolutely, absolutely. We need facilities, we need concessions, and not just concessions. We need concessions that can enable the members bring in these products at reasonable prices.
But I was actually hoping you were going to say that your first engagement with the minister would be to fix the refineries. I'm not talking about importing.
No, this has been an ongoing thing.
Right.
Nobody was waiting for the minister for these refineries to be ongoing. Billions of dollars have been spent on the refineries. So we weren't waiting for the new minister to start a whole new ball game in terms of repairing the refineries. So it's an ongoing thing, and that is left for the government to deal with. It's not in our terrain to decide how and when they fix the refineries.
Right.
But they're still working on the refineries from all intent and purposes.
Okay, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Maurice
thank you very
Sibe,
much indeed.
for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me again.